And welcome into Buck and Honey's in Mount Horeb. I'm Zach Hanley along the one and only Gus Bus himself, Gus Yalden, and this is Wisconsin Huddle. Gus, thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, last week, a little bit better week for Wisconsin. The Badgers snapped a 4-game losing streak with a big-time win over the Buckeyes in a game where they never trailed. Stephen Crowell led the way with 16 points and 10 rebounds. The Badgers built up a lead and never looked back thanks to getting back to playing Wisconsin basketball. Just letting Big Steve go to work down low.
Throw him the ball. I mean, that was demanded. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a mandate. Throw him the ball, throw Tyler the ball. We'll find different ways to get it into him. But he's got to have the ball. I mean, it's just, he's too good. It wasn't suggested any for the last couple days. It was pretty directly communicated.
What's it like seeing Big Steve go to work in the paint?
Oh, it's special for sure. Steve is such a good player. He's such a humble guy too. He's never talking too much. He's always just in the locker room, puts his head to work, does a really good job with his schoolwork and his recovery. He treats basketball like it's his job, and he's a really good mentor and a guy to have around, and he's awesome to learn from. But when he gets that ball in the post, he's going right through someone, or he's making someone look silly. He's got a perfect combination of strength and finesse. He knows when he can take someone and put him to the front of the rim and go dunk on him, or he knows when he needs to use a couple of fakes and pivots to get his angle and score. And just being able to play against him and learn from him in practice has been so awesome.
You kind of mentioned you learned from him. What have maybe one or two things that you didn't know, or a couple skills that you're like, yeah, okay, thanks, Steve?
Yeah, so Steve's a really good passer, and I was an okay passer in high school, and just one thing I learned from him is just his patience is really special. Like, he takes his time, he looks, and the one thing that I've learned is that he kind of told me is don't take that first read. Like, if it's there, it's there, but sometimes it's better to let the play develop and let things kind of get going more and then make the read, or take your time. And another thing I've learned from Steve is he's got such good shoulder fakes, and that's one thing in college basketball I've learned is that people are so aggressive up top and so physical trying to push you off your spot that when you use those shoulder fakes, it's easy to get guys to fall over or bite one way. And Steve's done a really good job of that this year, just making guys look silly falling over with his shoulder fakes, and that's something that I've learned to grow in my post bag and that he does so well.
Well, speaking of Stephen Crowell, the Badger big man joined Wisconsin's 1,000-point club on Saturday, scoring 22 points against the Hawkeyes.
Klesmit around a Crowell screen, throws it to Stevie. He's open. He'll try a three. Right side, book it. Stephen Crowell, a triple.
Well, now it's time for our Quickie Quiz, sponsored by Quick Trip. I don't think you can catch Tyler Wall at this point. He's a perfect 13 for 13. But we're still going to test your knowledge of Wisconsin basketball. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, number one, true or false? Stan Van Gundy coached at Wisconsin.
That's true.
It is true. Only one season, finished 9th in the Big Ten, but then he went to the NBA. Number two, who is the all-time winningest coach at Wisconsin?
Bo Ryan.
Bo Ryan, 364 wins at UW. All right, check out this resume. 14 straight NCAA tournament appearances, 7 Sweet 16s, 3 Elite Eights, the back-to-back Final Fours, and the 2015 National Championship game. You did okay.
He did really well.
All right, number three, shooting for perfection, no pressure. Over the weekend, as we mentioned, Stephen Crowell became the newest member of the 1,000-point club at Wisconsin. How many Badgers are in this club?
49 Badgers are in that club.
49. Gus is perfect. 3 for 3 in this week's club. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to Wisconsin Huddle. Now, Gus, we haven't had a game where Max Klesmit goes all Mad Max in a while. But when you think of Max Klesmit going Mad Max, a couple games come to mind. You got Northwestern, Indiana, at Ohio State, and of course, the first half of Marquette. Out of those four, which is your favorite Mad Max game?
I think my favorite Mad Max game was probably the first half against Marquette. It was so awesome to see. Max and I are both from the Fox Valley area, and we have a lot of friends who go to Marquette, and we know a ton of people there. So it's just a good game. We're both from the state, so it's competitive. We're at Wisconsin, not Marquette, for a reason. So playing that game, it means something to us. It means something to him. We've watched it growing up, and he just went out there and he did something special, and it just kind of shut up a bunch of people who might have had things to say about him, and it just said, I'm Max Klesmet, and I'm here to stay. And he did it the year before against Marquette, and it's the Marquette killer. It's Max Klesmet.
Okay, so when he is going off like that, what's it like? Do you see a look in his eyes? He's saying something to you guys? He's saying something to the opposing team?
You just see it in his eyes, and that's just Max. Like, he'll do that every day at practice. He'll come in, and there's never really an off day with Max. He's always locked in, and he's always going 100%, all right into a brick wall. He'll run through it right for you. And Max he's really key to our team because he's a leader, and he talks, whether he's on the floor or not in practice or in the game, he's talking to guys, figuring stuff out. He's special. He's awesome, and he's a great guy to be around. I love Max.
Well, here's what your teammates said about their favorite Mad Max game.
The Indiana one was definitely one of my favorites.
Back and feeds Max for three, right corner, book. Foul against Peyton Sparks, back out to Max, another three on the way, got it. Uh-oh, he's getting hot. Sparks defending, the double from Galloway, turning baseline as crowd, feeds Max, flips a three, right side, good. McGee, baseline left will inbound, throws it into Stevie, left side, now to Max, another three, got it, and one! Max Klesmet continues with the hot hand. Max left-hand dribble to the free throw line, Klesmet in the lane, puts it up, good, count it, and a foul! Here comes Max to the line, down the lane, to the rim, up, yes sir! He cannot miss! He can do nothing wrong right now!
Marquette, first half.
Max left of the lane, stops, pops, 6 feet away, good. Swings it over to Klesmet, snaps off a three, left side, book it. And left to throw it in. Finds Klesmet left corner, he'll try a three, good. Taste to Klesmet, another three on the way, good again! Out to Max, fakes the three, takes the three, left corner, he nailed it again! Gilly finds Klesmet, left corner three, good again! Max Klesmet with 21.
In Ohio State.
When we were at Ohio State, needed a boost, and he got us that. I don't even know. He's just going crazy in the second half.
Out to Max, tries a three, left side, money. Max Klesmet a triple. AJ starts to Klesmet for three, left side, he hit it. Max Klesmet on fire here in the second half. Pull left of the lane, feeds Klesmet, 5 to shoot. Max a shot fake, now fade away, foul line, jumper is good for Klesmet. He has 16.
Wisconsin Huddle is brought to you by Gruber Law Offices, Buck and Honey's, Iron Jock, Ellenbox Cheese, West Bend Mutual Insurance, and Team Lammy NIL Experts.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Huddle. Badger Extra columnist Jim Polzin is here with us. Good news, bad news last week. Good news, they snapped a losing streak. Bad news, then they lost to Iowa at Iowa. Why is it so tough to win on the road in the Big Ten?
I think it's a parity-driven league. I really think Purdue's clearly the best in this league. I think almost everybody else on any given night can beat anybody. So when you're playing at home, you're comfortable, you're sleeping in your own bed. The rims are rims you shoot in every day. And I just think you got the crowd on your side, and it's just tough for road teams to go in and get wins.
All right, Gus, you're redshirting this season. How hard has it been for you to just kind of sit there and just watch? You're probably not used to that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to watch the guys go out there and not have any control over the game and what's happening. But it's also a really good thing. I really enjoy being a redshirt because it's given me a year to learn, and I'm learning so much, whether it's just how to be a better college basketball player. And then there's so much that you can learn from games, like just watching the game in person, the film sessions afterward, the individual meetings with coaches, and just picking up on things you hear between guys. It really it's a different level for sure. It's way different than high school. Winning is 100 times harder. The physicality is 100 times more physical. It's a league of its own, and you got to kind of figure it out before you can be really good at it. And that's what I'm doing this year, and I'm really appreciative for it.
And a couple big-time Badgers did redshirt.
Yeah.
You know, Frank Kaminsky, Brian Butch, so you got time, right?
Oh yeah, there's always time.
Jim, Big Ten title probably out of reach at this point, but they're still playing for the double bye in the Big Ten tournament. Why is that so important?
We've seen teams win 4 games in 4 days down there, so it's not impossible, but I think you want to try to avoid that at all possible. You want to win 3 games in 3 days, which I think this team has a chance to do. This team was hot at one point. I think they can get hot, better chance of doing that if you're playing on Friday instead of playing earlier.
Gus, only one game this week. I don't know if you're looking forward to practice because they're kind of tough, but are you looking forward to just being able to focus on yourself for a while?
We'll take what we learned from that game, we'll reflect on it, and then we'll build from that. And it'll be a good week for guys like me, guys who don't play a lot, to get those reps against good players who are really good in the Big Ten and have been showing it all year. And it'll also be good for those guys to play against us, because when you play against guys in the Big Ten, you're playing for a win, but when you play against us, you're playing against guys who are hungry and are looking for minutes. So we're physical, we're aggressive, we go at them. It's not an easy day. Practice is supposed to be harder than the game, so that when you get to the game, it feels lighter, and they make sure that happens. Practices are really physical, really demanding. It's never a walk in the park. You go in there and you go ready with your lunch pail and your hard hat, and you go to work.
Well, Jim, last week I asked you to be Tyler Wall. This week, switch it up a little bit. I want you to be Greg Gard. What is your message to the team as they close out the regular season?
Twofold, I think. I would say, hey, 3 weeks ago we were a pretty good team, and let's get back to that to remember how that went. And then if he wants to give a history lesson, there's this. 10 years ago, a Wisconsin team was 16-0, ranked number 3 in the country. 3 weeks later, was unranked after losing 5 of 6 games. So there's proof here that you can get back on track if you get back to doing the right things and playing the way you did. I just don't think this team's far off.
Well, now is a good time to remind you to give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and X to stay up to date with all things Wisconsin Huddle. We're back after this.
And welcome to this week's Wisconsin Huddle Unleashed. I'm Zach Hanley. He's Connor Sejan, playing 2K again. Remember what happened last time?
I do. Let's make sure that happens again.
It's not what I was looking for. Road trips. Got to go on a lot. What's your favorite part about, being on the road with this group?
I mean, honestly, just being with the guys, all the time. I mean, these are my best friends, in life in general, too. I mean, honestly, there really isn't a dull moment with the guys. I mean, it doesn't matter win or loss. I mean, it's a family to me. So, I mean, honestly, really just being able to see and get to learn, the guys outside of basketball. Because everyone's completely different on the court. I really might lose.
We got an entire quarter left. 12-6. Uh-oh.
For playing basketball my whole life, you think I'd be good at a basketball video game?
What's your favorite Greg Gard-ism?
He's got a lot. One of my favorites is he'll just look at the bench after someone does something stupid, and he goes, what is he doing? And it's just kind of got to look at him and be like, I don't know.
How is that guy on fire?
What's he doing?
What is he doing? We should have stopped it when it was like 14 to
2-0. Well, you were up later than that.
So we haven't been to a lot of your practices, but the early ones, Bo Ryan was there, and I saw that he was talking to you and Max.
Yeah, I mean it's always great and a huge blessing for a coach like that, to be able to come talk to us, just a little bit, and watch us. And I mean, he told us, from the start when he came in and saw us early. I mean, he said he saw how much potential we had in the locker room, in the huddle, on the floor. I mean, and then like you said, with him coming in and just on the side, just me and Max trying to make small talk with him and trying to pick his brain a little bit and just kind of see. I mean, he's a great. And so it's always good to have someone like that come around and give you knowledge and feedback.
My goal is to not let you get to 50, and then I win. Is that
50?
Yeah.
We can go 50. Yeah.
If you get to 50, you win. If we don't get to 50, I win.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll change it up a little bit. Yeah.
Trying to find Jones. He gets it to him. Shoots over White. Yep, that one goes.
One more bucket.
Boston. No good that time either.
Didn't count. Didn't count.
Wisconsin Huddle is brought to you by Gruber Law Offices, Buck and Honey's, Iron Jock, Ellenbox Cheese, West Bend Mutual Insurance, and Team Lammy NIL Experts.
So Gus, born and raised in Wisconsin, grew up a Badger fan, so you know all the funky little names for some of these Wisconsin cities, right?
I think I know a good amount of them, yeah.
All right, I'm going to kind of test that a little bit. I'm going to show you a name of a Wisconsin city. You're going to give me what we hope is the correct pronunciation.
Gotcha.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's an easy one.
Economawalk.
There we go. 1 for 1. How about that? It's a little tougher, but it's pretty close to Madison.
I don't know much about this one. I think it's Lodi.
Lodi, 2 for 2. If you don't get this growing up in Appleton, we might have some problems.
Yeah, that one's Kaukauna.
Kaukauna is correct.
Manitowoc.
Should have picked some harder ones. This one, I'm from Wisconsin. I had no idea what this was.
I grew up in Waupaca, so this one's kind of easy. This one's Wyowega.
There we go. 5 for 5. Look at that. Well, you did way better than your teammates. Let's see how they did.
Kakona. Kanuki.
Kaukauna. That doesn't sound right.
Akumalku. I don't know.
Okamawak. That doesn't sound right either.
Oh, no. Economawalk?
Manitowok. Manitowok.
Manku. Manitowoc.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir. Wyowega. Weziwi.
Wyowega.
Lodi. Oh, easy, Lodi.
Oh. Well, I've seen this. Lodi? Is that right? There we go. I've seen that one before. I've seen that one.
Well, that's it for this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Be sure to join us on Monday, February 26th at our next live taping right back here at Buck and Honey's in Mount Horeb starting at 7 o'clock. For Gus Yalden, I'm Zach Hanley. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.